Welcome to Friday. It's the 4th of June, 2021. This Day Weather Podcast brought to you by Chugwater Chili, the gourmet spice of Western life. Make plans to head to Chugwater, Wyoming on June 19th for the 35th annual Chugwater Chili Cook-Off. Enjoy live music, vendors, a ranch rodeo, and of course, chili tasting. Tickets are $15. Kids 12 and under are free. For more information and to get your tickets online, go to chugwaterchiliCookoff.org. Well, folks, desert heat is invading the region. The warmest temperatures of the year for just about everybody. Rain chances are slim. Now, we do see some showers and thunderstorms in the region maybe this weekend and early next week. There'll be some, but it's the kind of thunderstorm activity that has more bark than bite. You just don't get a lot of rain with this type of pattern. Long-range forecast, frankly, is a little discouraging. As we take a look at the next 30 days, we'll show you the latest long-range forecast from the European model to see what the June looks like for the rest of June and into the 4th of July. Today's upper-level chart shows this building dome of high pressure here in the desert southwest. Underneath this area of high pressure is a lot of very, very warm air. That jet stream wind now riding further along to the north. And what will happen is, kind of like an accordion, this high pressure ridge will build and expand, and then it will sometimes contract. But generally speaking, what will happen through now the course of the rest of the summer season, now that we're starting to get it going, is this area is sort of almost in high pressure the whole time as that jet stream rides north as you get that summertime pattern established. So what this does is the floodgates are open for the desert heat to come into the nation, arching from the desert southwest northeastward into the region. And here it is. These are the forecast temperature anomalies for today. And you can see the clockwise circulation that goes around a high is what's drawing up that desert heat out of the deserts of California and right up into the northern plains. Look at Canada, look at the Great Lakes, and look at these temperatures up here in the northern regions of the United States. Those temperatures are really amazing. Then contrast that with the cooler than average conditions that are down to the south. This arch of heat is going to be very, very stubborn over the next week. It's just going to continue to be in place for a while. In fact, this is all the way out to next Monday, and you can see the heat gets all the way to Nova Scotia and back down into Mexico. So you can see that there's this large part of North America that's just going to be hot for June. Very, very warm for June for an extended period of time. Precipitation, this is through Monday. You can see how just sparse it is. You see the gray and you see the light green colors. That's where we're going to see some isolated showers and thunderstorms, but they just don't have a lot of water to work with. So you're just not going to get a lot of precipitation. Now, we may have some stronger thunderstorms up here this weekend along that heat boundary, but they may not produce much rain, but may produce a lot of wind. And you can see that. This is the thunderstorm forecast for Saturday. And you can see eastern Montana, parts of North Dakota have a slight risk of severe weather with that heat helping to generate some bigger thunderstorms up there. But elsewhere, across the Intermountain West, we've got that lighter shade of green. That lighter shade of green, what that means is your garden variety thunderstorm and probably more bark than bite. This is what we have for Sunday. That light green shading is in many areas, but nothing that's going to be widespread or significant. This is the 10-day forecast. It doesn't get much better. You can see that arch of heat and dryness right there coming out of the desert states. So that's D here for desert air coming on in. Now up here, closer to where that jet stream wind is and where the edge of the heat is, there is going to be late next week some better chances of showers and thunderstorms. So for you folks up here, there may be some relief from the heat by the middle to the end of next week and maybe some showers, while the heat will continue in this part of the nation here. And you can see this when we take a look at the long-range outlook, and this is why we're a little discouraged. This is the European model that's looking all the way out to the 4th of July right here, and the orange and the red shows temperatures compared to normal being much above average. Anywhere you see yellow or orange or those red colors, it's going to be warmer. Over time, if you add up 30 days together, the average high and the average low, that's how warm it looks. Now, I will tell you, the models have a warm bias. So it's probably not going to be this hot in all areas. So what you want to use these maps for is not necessarily exactly where you are on the map, but you want to look at what the trend is. And that trend is for basically that desert southwest heat to be focused into the Rockies and the central part of the United States and the northern plains. Interestingly enough, this is a pattern very similar to what we had in 2012. That was such a hot, dry summer. In 2012, we were, guess what? Yes, just getting done or on the tail end of a La Nina, which is exactly where we're at as well. And when you look at the precipitation over the next 30 days, usually when you have above average temperatures, you usually have below average precipitation. And there you go. Look at all the brown and the gray colors there. That means through the next 30 days, through the 4th of July, wherever you see the gray, the brown, or the red, below average amounts of precipitation. This part of the nation here has been wet recently, and that trend is just going to continue. And again, this is something that sometimes happens in La Ninas, especially over into this part of the nation is here as well. So after what was a pretty good May for a lot of you, a so-so May for others, the next 30 days is not terribly optimistic. Now, one thing I'll show you here, you see this little patch of green right here? This is the beginnings of the thunderstorm monsoon season. And we are going to make a video early next week talking about the North American monsoon in more detail, but we are seeing signs of it starting, which is about right. As you get to late June and early July, southern Arizona, southern New Mexico starts to see an uptick in monsoon activity, and you hope that eventually works its way further north into here later on into the month of July and into early August, and we'll take a look at that. But right now, it does look like we're kind of going in reverse. After that very cool May and very wet May for some of you, hot and dry conditions, at least for the first couple of weeks of June. Don't forget to use the code ChugwaterDon at checkout at chugwaterchili.com to get 20% off. Have yourself a great Friday and a great weekend, everybody. Find those fans, find the air conditioner, the short sleeve shirt, and the suntan lotion. We'll see you on Monday.